time to wait. Bass too loud and the vibe too great. Let's go, full on fire. Every move hit like a live wire. Let's go, stepping bold. No fear here, just hard to go. Let's go, lights on blast. We don't hold back, we move fast. Hit the flow, we don't miss. Whole room lit like a first kiss. No cap, no stress, no chill. Just truth, emotion, and will. This is how we speak in steps, no script, just step. Every beat we turn it up and leave that silence in the dust. Let's go, no time to wait.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome, gentlemen.
Yeah.
You guys are the new guys who are going to be joining us at the next one. I am super excited to have you both here with us. How is everybody doing this morning?
Blessed, baby, blessed.
Absolutely.
Great
Ready.
morning.
Outstanding, exceptional, always getting better.
I mean, good to see you, Paul. Good to see you, Mike. What's going on, y'all?
How you guys doing this morning?
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Exceptional, getting better every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Yes.
Every day. So Jose may or may not be joining us. He is in Arizona. He took his son Noah to school.
Ooh.
His first day at becoming a giant, if you will. And it's a 3-hour difference, so it is 3 a.m. for them there, or maybe 4 a.m. or something like that. 4 a.m. It's 3-hour difference.
It's early. That's all I know.
It's early.
That's usually when I get up, right? Lancelot gets up around that time as well.
Yeah.
And when we consider an event like the one we were just at, the one that the four of us were at, and the one that we did in July, the one that we're going to be doing in September, it's about, I'm going to say it, paying the price. Because if you don't pay, you don't play, right? And there's a lot of people that go, oh, this is a financial thing. No, it's paying the price with your time. I think that's the most viable thing that we have to consider anytime we do anything in the world. Pay the price. And guess who's coming on? We have Tio in the house.
Nice.
Good morning, family. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Tio.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I just saw your show, man. I just reposted it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, good for you.
That's
bro.
good, man. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
I do.
man.
Brother Clay.
What's going on, Mike, Paul? I see y'all. What's up?
See you, my brother.
Good to see y'all, fellas. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Great time spending, some quality time with everyone who is on with us now. We were just at an event, but today we're going to talk about something that is kind of dear to all of us here, and we realize the power behind it. It's the Underground Mastermind. The conversation after the conversation. How important is that? And why do we do it? Paul, why do you do it? And Tio, why do you do it? And Lancelot is starting to do it. And Mike, we kind of dragged him into it. The conversation after the conversation, what does that mean to you guys?
Well, I'll jump in here first because I think that because you said my name first, I'll say something first. The conversation after the conversation. I mean, you make so many connections during events, and a lot of times those connections can be like, "Hi, my name is, and this is what I do," and all that kind of stuff. Or we share a little bit of personal information, and we're certainly there for a reason. But it's about taking those connections and those conversations a little deeper. And we've all been in these professional spaces where they tell you that the conversation doesn't happen until you get on the golf course. So the conversation doesn't happen until you do the after-hour networking event. And I knew something that I picked up a long time ago was that many times real conversations happen after the event. And you just have to be willing to push through whatever fatigue you might have, or even some people with social anxiety. It's like that's the opportunity to forge a relationship with other like-minded individuals, and that's where you find out what really drives people. You find out people's why. in those conversations. And you find out what they're passionate about, and then you find the synergies, and then you just go. And if you don't say yes, you potentially have missed out on an opportunity, and some of those opportunities are opportunities of a lifetime.
Yeah. Sometimes we get to know people on a deeper level. We get to understand why they do what they do, and I think that's the catalyst for growth, in my eye, for your own personal growth. Because it's not about me always; it's about how can I help? How can I be of service to you? Because if you know I'm willing to help you, what are you going to do? You may need the help.
Right.
Later on, you may say, you may be in the storm, and you may go, man, I need all the help I can get. And everybody pours into you. Everybody in that space pours into you. But later on, when you're solid again, you go, hey, you know what? I remember those who were there for me. And that's something that becomes a powerful tool, because it's not about receiving always, but it's about giving back. And I think that when we can curate rooms where there is the conversation after the conversation, sometimes we go deep, and all of us have gotten to know each other so much better because of it. You had to leave a little early this past weekend, and we all missed you, brother. And but you came and you said goodbye to us when we were getting on the yacht. And why was that an important aspect for you?
Man, love, man. Love for one. I would say for starters, just the love, man. Like, you know, I'm 49 years old. I'm not a baby anymore.
Can I stop you for a second?
Absolutely.
You're not old. You're young. You're 49 years young.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool, Sifu.
Your knees are not telling you that, though. Right?
Oh my God, bro. Woo-wee. Lord have mercy. Sifu, man, it's too early to be emotional. Man, it's just too early.
Never early.
Bro, yeah, man. I know what you're saying, Sifu. I can't put into words, bro. Like just looking at this screen, man, seeing Mike, seeing Paul, seeing your face, brother Lancelot, and that experience after the experience, after the experience, and I throw one more on there. After the experience, I'm learning about taking a finger and punching in the rib and turning in and cracking ribs. We're having open kimono dialogue about Hulk Hogan. You know, it's real, man. And you still see the love.
Mm.
You know, you still see the love. And what is family reunions all about? Family reunions about love. At least they should be. And this is my wife's family, which obviously I'm a part of. I mean, we've been married a long time. And I didn't want to miss that. You know, a lot of the elders that are there, the knowledge and the wisdom in that space of that family reunion. But gentlemen, that love that was displayed this weekend, I knew it was going to be there. You know, pre-thought, already knew, and that's why I really wanted to be there. And Paul and I were able to share that experience last year. You know, being on the red carpet and what it feels like getting on the Benjamin Franklin yacht and just bonding even deeper as a family. I didn't want to miss the initial of that, seeing the new faces like Mike and some of the others first timers this year with the Born to Risk going through that experience. So man, I'm happy. You know, my pops always said, hey, you know, kill two birds with one stone, son. You could clean up while you're doing this too, or you running your mouth, but you could be sweeping that floor right now. So I learned at a very young age, man, how to kill two birds with one stone. And I just thank the Lord this morning that I'm able to do that I was able to get the flight and be able to figure out the time span and oh man, and just to hug you all, man, and break bread. So special, Sifu, very special, brother.
Yeah, I love the energy that you bring to every space we've ever been, and it's very interesting that I got to meet you last year at the
Yeah,
at the after party, and
yeah.
but that wasn't just the one after party. We kept going to another one, another one.
Can I address that? Can I address that, Sifu?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, just very quick, man. The first time that you and I physically met was at that experience, Born to Risk, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
You know, I'm man enough to say, you know, sometimes I forget that, brother,
Mm.
because every time we're in the same space, man, the love gets deeper, the love gets more, you know, heartfelt. Um, and I keep thinking in my mind, the first time I met you was in Fort Lauderdale at the He-Man conference, which I know can't be true because I was so happy to see you there in Florida, and we saw each other in some other, you know, small pockets. But it was the after at the restaurant in Philly under the bridge, the first time we met, and you asked me if I knew Dr. Reed. You was like, "Do you know a guy named Dr. Reed?" And I was like, "What about him?" Because you know, I didn't know you, brother. I'm like, "Hey, if you say something crazy about my buddy, I might have to, you know, I might have to the rib
Wow.
and twist, you know." But no, man, sincerely, the way you poured Sifu to all of us men at that conference down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, brother. Like I have the recordings,
Do you?
and Dr. Reed will tell you there's certain things I don't want to put on social media. Like I want to safeguard it,
Yeah.
you know, because it's just so special. And the things that you talked about in that moment on the stage down in Fort Lauderdale is very special, man. So I'll get with you, and if you want to release that out, you know, more power to you. But for me, I like going and looking at that because it's a reflection of who you really are, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you right back, man. Wow. Wow.
You know, just the connection. First of all, to know that he had, because I didn't know T.O. was leaving. So when I found out he was leaving, I was like, "What? You leaving? Not my man."
I had to stop him from crying.
Yo,
Yeah, me too, bro. I didn't want to leave, man. I
no, but
really
I
didn't.
So
respect
not
so
Tio. I
much.
had to stop Lancelot from crying.
The respect was there, and then when you, at the party after the party, you were missing, and I said, "Yo, something
Oh
happened."
yeah,
Somebody call T.O. right now because he ain't been here. I haven't seen him, you know. But that's the relationships that we're building on
yeah,
the
man.
parties after the parties. You know
Yeah,
what I
man.
mean? It's like I've never experienced it. This was the first time I truly experienced like a opening connection that felt so real. It was like I knew these people for years. It's the same kind of feeling I have when I get together with family and good friends of mine. And then in fact, we're having conversations that I don't even have with family and good friends of mine. And I think I think the most important thing about the connection after the connection after the connection, because the later it seems to get, the more real you get and the more close you feel. And it's like, you know, as a person growing up in New York, you tend to, you're very guarded, you know, and as I let my guard down, it just feels so right. You know what I mean? As we get later in the, it feels so right as we get later in the night.
Man.
But it's something to say about those meetings after the meetings after the meetings, because as the people pare down and people leave, it seems the conversations get deeper and realer, and you leave out of there so full of energy to go fight the world, knowing that you got like-minded people that think like you and feel like you. And I think for me, for the first time, I got it at about 2 o'clock in the morning when Jose said, "Yeah, I do everything intentionally."
Yeah, dog.
I was knocked out. I was falling asleep at the table. You know what I mean? Because they got me out till like 3 o'clock in the morning. And he said,
bro.
Sounds familiar.
yeah, he said one thing that woke me up. He said, everything I do is intentional. These after parties are intentional. I watch and learn everything. And when he said that, my whole body just went, am I lying? I went from being sleepy and then I was up the rest of the night. Because I said, oh, okay, this is why we out here. This is important. You know, as opposed to me trying to just hang out. We was at a cigar bar chilling. I don't smoke cigars, but I was there. I was with them. And he said that one thing and it just woke me up. And I was up the rest of the day. So those for those people that are listening and you haven't been a part of the meetings after the meetings, make sure you get a part of that. That's like being at the golf course, because that's when you really get a chance to know who people truly are. So I feel connected to Mike and Paul. I feel connected to you, especially, you know, because of how we met and how we continue to really pour into each other. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's my take on the meeting after the meeting. After the meeting.
Yes.
I got to say that, Theo, you said that Mike is the new one. So you're calling him a youngster is basically what you're saying.
Nah. Mike, great people, man.
A youngster,
you know,
in the
it's destiny. It's destiny
he's
for
now
Mike.
getting pulled in. He's getting pulled in. He's the new, we put the trap, if you will. Right.
Yeah.
We're like spiders and then you know, that's what you said. He's the youngster, the new guy came in and we're so happy he did. But here's the other thing that Lancelot, you talked about. Overall, you talked about trust, because you said in New York, you're going to be closed off a little bit, but then you don't open up. But because you felt you were in a space where people or with people you trusted, and it's easy to open up. It's easy to let your guard down, if you will, right? To allow things to be said. You and I shared some time together, and I said things to you, and I said, listen, I only say this out of love for you, because if I really didn't care, I wouldn't be telling you what I'm telling you now. Did I not say that to you?
Yeah. My nose hairs. My nose hairs was coming out.
You didn't have to tell everybody. Come on.
He said, yo, if you're going to be in the public eye, you got to cut them damn hairs out your nose, man. I said, you know, my wife said the same thing, man. You know what I mean?
That's real. That's love right there.
Yeah.
That's real love, dog. That's what it's supposed to be, bro. Like that's what we talk about with really sharpening each other's blade, man. And you know it came from a place of love, you know. So that's what it's all about, brother.
The only other person that said that to me is my wife. You know what I mean? So I said, okay, Sifu being real, because my wife said, cut them damn hairs out your nose, son. You know.
I didn't want to say it in public, obviously, and you just did, so it's fine, obviously. But here's the thing, right? So we have Sharon, which is Big Mo. He's up. What's up, family?
What up, Big Mo?
And Mark Cox.
Shout out to Big Mo. Mark Cox.
What's up, Mo?
And then Big Mo, obviously, he understands it's a powerful community because he's coming. He's going to be joining us September 14th. So he sponsored the last one.
Yeah, man.
And he's not just staying on the sidelines anymore. He's going to be with us. So it's powerful. Thank you, Big Mo, for being here with us. So, Mike, tell us what was it like for you? We met for the first time. Jose, I was hoping he would have been here. He was shocked when he saw you. Why was he shocked?
Thanks, Sifu. So essentially, I just joined CLA like maybe 2 weeks ago.
4 days prior, he told me.
4 days prior, yeah. And you know, when I was talking with Jose, like we had some synergy or whatever, but I told him, I was like, I don't mince words, I don't waste time, and I try to make the best out of every situation because that's just the way that I am, right? And when you network and you network all the time, you have like these cadences, right? And you know, like what we do, like what I do especially, there's a ton of people that do what I do. So why should someone go to me? And the only way that that happens is people have to know, like, and trust me. And that's like part of the pivotal pieces of building a strong brand. So long story short is when Jose saw me at the Born to Risk event, he had no clue. He had no clue that I already networked with Emilio and we had a great conversation and I networked with this person and then I saw Sifu and I networked with him. He had no clue. He was like, you just got here. So how the heck are you here? Like I was in New York and now you in Philly and now like what happened? And I said, I told you, I'm a man of my word. I'm in, I'm here, and I make the most of every transaction. And then it's not a transaction, it's a transaction of energy, I guess is a better way to put it.
Right.
To build relationships, you have to be meaningful and intentful with your time and your energy. So when I was networking with Emilio, and he was like, oh, and I was like, no. How can I help you? Because Emilio's got more energy than any man I've ever met in my life. And he's like, I'm like, all right. How can I help you? Because it sounds like you got a lot going on. What do you need? And he was like, well, you know, I said, how can I help you? Not how can I sell to you? Right? I didn't offer you anything except for my help. So then I was there. I was in the room. And then what I usually tell people is, probably the other piece that kind of threw Jose off is I always say it's like an onion. The first piece of the onion, everybody is there, right? There's tons of different layers in there. So when you go to a networking event, there's like 50, 60 people at the event, and there's a lot going on. Then you peel a layer, which is the after party, right? And there's a lot less people there. But if you're there, then you get to get closer to those people. Right?
That's right.
Now, peel another layer off, and eventually you get to the core. And the core is where you want to be. Once you're in the core, that's everything for you because those people that are in the core, whether it's 5, 6, maybe it's 4 people, it's irrelevant. Those are the people that you're going to connect with and make those strong connections. And like people say, oh, I didn't get anything out of a networking event. You didn't get anything because you didn't make any meaningful impact. That's a you problem, not a me problem.
That's right.
So me having this attitude, you know, I met each and every one of you and I made a connection with each and every one of you here. And you guys are huge. Like this is your thing. God bless. But when I showed my constituent, he gave me pictures of each and every one of you. He's like, make sure that you network with these people. And I had to show him a picture, right? We did like the little selfie thing. And I said, you mean these guys? Too late, right? But it's not, even though I move with intent, I move with conviction. And that's really it. So you're right. Jose was like, I can't, he couldn't fathom that I would actually move that quick. But it's not moving quick. It's just moving with the grace of God. I had the opportunity and I took the opportunity. A lot of people have opportunities and they don't make the best or the most of the opportunity.
That's right.
And there's a level of stoicism behind that, right? Where you have to take extreme ownership and say, what could have I done differently? Instead of saying, well, this person wasn't there, so I didn't do this and I was uncomfortable or I had my kids. Those are excuses.
Excuses that, like you said, people keep saying to themselves because they might have gone to an event and they did what most people go to an event where they don't know anyone and they leave knowing no one as well. And who's to blame? Is it the event coordinator? Is it the person that sat next to them and wouldn't talk to them? Is the fact that they never put their hand out and say, what's your name? Not like hey, you know, I sell this product. Want to buy it? Um, because nobody's going to want to talk to you, because nobody wants to be sold when you're supposed to be enjoying yourself. Nobody likes that. And if you did that to me, I'm like, yeah, that's a great product. Hey, John, what's going on, buddy? That's so I'm gonna like, look as fast as I can to get away from you, because I don't want to be sold. Nobody wants to buy unless they think it was their idea, and we all know that. And when it comes to the confidence of going to an event and saying, why am I here? Because the most valuable thing, and I talked about earlier, is your time. Why am I here? Am I here just to sell my product, or am I here to sell my fortune? Because these people if I build the right way, they're going to help me build my empire, and I'm going to help them build theirs, because it's not about me. If I help them build theirs, what do you think they're going to do for me? They're going to help me. But if we go in with the wrong attitude, yeah, we're going to have a bad experience.
Mhm.
Yeah, Sifu, you said it best. But when I met all of us in this room and we had a deep dive conversation, hey Mark, we talked about making rooms where there were none.
Mhm.
Right? Like, just because the person that's by themselves, I came in and I didn't know anybody except Emilio, and I didn't know Jose was going to be there. I literally went in dolo on my own and made all those connections in a matter of however many hours. Right? But it's based off of me just making genuine connection. And I didn't sell anything. There's no reason to. I just wanted to connect and see. And I learned a lot about you guys, and I'm not going to put anybody on blast, but like, there's just a lot of synergies between each and every one of us that wouldn't have been done, right? It wouldn't have happened. And a lot of people that go into networking groups, they feel like people are cliquey. And like, you know, you get into a bunch of people and, you know, they get into silos. And my rebuttal to that is, if there is not a room that you are in that you want to be in, then create that room. Create that experience for yourself, and you'll be surprised at how many people start to gravitate towards you.
Yeah, without a doubt. This is why we have the New York City Experience, because we want to bring people together to cheer each other on. If you see the image I just threw up there, it's a big long table. Everybody's saluting each other. There's smiles. People are looking at each other. It's not like people are like looking away and then putting their glass up. It's about those connections. The smiles alone tells a lot. It tells a story, right? When you guys consider breaking bread with someone, do you want to sit with somebody who's somewhat authentic or fake? Go ahead, Paul.
Well,
You laughed.
you want to meet the real person. I mean, the whole thing here is really about, you know, I would say the older we get, and I don't really look at it as age. Maybe the more mature we get, or the more wisdom we gain, right? Probably the more appropriate word. It is you start to move more intentionally, you know. And I love, Lancelot, you tell the story, and you told it correctly, right? You know, it's like we all talked about intention, right? And we talk about relationships. And when I connect with someone, you know, I'm looking for a meaningful conversation. I'm looking for meaningful impact. How can I best serve? How can I best pour into this individual that I'm talking to now, where it's going to make a lasting impact? And I don't want to have surface level conversations. I just don't. Those don't serve me. They don't serve the other person. And so it's like, it's a waste of time. And time is the commodity, right? That is the payment. And so if I'm going to invest time, I want it to matter. I shared at the event that I had moved, and I'm coming up from Florida, having lived a lifetime in the DC area, and I wasn't in the book. and there were a few of us who weren't in the book who were there supporting the event because, number one, we said yes to Emilio. He didn't even have to ask.
That's right.
He didn't even have to ask. And I came up there fully intending to pour into everyone else that was there because I was poured into. right? And so there was no motive other than I'm here to serve. Hear what's being shared, take it seriously, because they're being authentic, they're telling the truth. And I think when you approach the connections with authenticity, break bread, right? But then share something real in that conversation and give people an opportunity to be authentic back. You know, if they're not, then you know what, it's not the connection. But I can say everybody that was in that room, everybody was genuinely there for the connection, right? Everyone who was able to have a conversation, you know, it got real. And I think if you show up real, people will show up real.
So
I was there for the music, man. I got to tell you.
My brothers, I had to facilitate a meditation, group meditation. So I'm gonna have to leave this charge group. And I'm
Appreciate
sorry.
you, brother.
I appreciate
Yeah,
you.
bro.
Appreciate you all.
All right,
See,
Paul. Good
Have a
seeing you,
blessed
man.
Have a blessed day.
Have
it
a
might
great week, bro.
Yeah, bro.
this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
All right, my brothers, take care.
Later.
Take care, bro.
So when you consider, you know, Paul is going to go and he's going to facilitate a meditation. He has a group of people that he is important to, but he's not just important to them, they're important to him. It's about give and take, right? I love what Mike did. He said to Emilio, and I don't think you met Emilio until you saw him in person at this event, but you said, how can I be of help? Because you felt his energy. And Emilio does have incredible energy. And you didn't just show up and said, I'm a ticket holder. How can I help? And I kind of did the same thing, but he saw what you had as super powerful because of who you are. And he said, absolutely, you can do this for me. And you had no problem. You were such a giver. And so when I said to Emilio, I said, Emilio, anything you need. So every time he's like, Rafael, run downstairs and go do this. Run down. And so I was like, okay, I'm moving. Go get him. Go. But a lot of times people don't see that everybody who was there was willing to help. It wasn't just ticket buyers. There were participants in the
That's right.
activities. I saw every single person either helping Emilio or helping each other. And I think that is what coming together truly means. And I saw the giving factor of everyone there. And when you can consider that starts to transcend into what I'm going to call family, right? But listen, we have our own family that sometimes we don't even want to be in the room with them, right? Because they're a little crazy. Or they just, they told you the same story 300 times and you kind of say it for them. But that doesn't take it away that they're still family and that you still have to love them. But sometimes you don't necessarily want to sit there and rub elbows with them. But then you see people who are givers who want to share. When you see somebody giving, what's your natural reaction? I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to have you guys tell us also. My natural reaction is when I see somebody who's a giver, I look and find out how can I give them. Because if they're a giver, I'm not going to be, oh, they're giving, I'm going to take. No, I'm going to see, oh, wow, look at them. They're giving. How can I give to them? Because it has to be, think of it in a world where we don't live in a flat world. Otherwise, we'd all fall off, right? There is this circle, if you will. And so that energy goes around. And we have to keep it going. So when you see a giver giving, don't always take.
That's right.
Give. That's my thought. What do you guys think?
That's a jewel right there, bro. I man, I got it right here, man. I gotta shout it out.
Shout it.
Breaking into the light And this young lady is Maria Garcia, who was in the building with us this weekend.
Oh,
Mm.
Maria, yeah.
Yeah, Maria Garcia, bro. Like we just, I love, man, when I can look up and I see Sifu over there giving. I look up, I see Lancelot giving, Emilio, Daniela giving. I love that feeling, man. Like I love the feeling. Jose giving, Mark Cox, all the different people that we know, love, and she's standing over there back in the back left side of the room in front of the Born to Risk banner. But I just started talking to her, and she was just looking at me crazy, like, like who is this guy? And just like Paul just said, I said to her, I said, I'm an authentic dude. I said, hey, you're in this room, you're my family. Like, period. Like you can't shake it. You're my family, you're my people, and she was still kind of like, okay, I guess. But all of that to say, man, she began to open up, man. And then she was like, I'm from Spain. I live in Newark, New Jersey. And I'm like, man, I'll be in Patterson next month for the, Ignite Your Life for Life event. And we just start chopping, man. And just throughout the day, the different pockets, all the way up to the after. We kept telling each other that we inspire each other. I told her, you inspired me. Then she would come up, T.O., you inspired me. And she said, I'd like to get your book. And like you said, Sifu, man, some spaces that you go into, man, you'll feel it in your spirit organically. I didn't even bring my books out the trunk, man, because I was just so happy to get inside with you fellas and just being in the moment. But I went back out, grabbed a book. She grabbed her book, both signed them. And her book is obviously, gentlemen, Breaking Into the Light. And I was like, see, that's the divine connection. Because that's what I'm on. I'm on that light bulb lessons, man. And here you are breaking into the light. And just, leading up to last night, my spirit just felt so led. You was with me in Florida, Sifu, when Daniel Pewter gave us his books. You fellas know Arthur Henry. Shout out to Arthur Henry, Brooklyn, New York. He gave me his book, just these exchanges. And, yesterday I just felt compelled, man, to do my breakthrough challenge and speak on them as authors, man, and how dope it is, man. None of them know each other. They don't know one another, but all of their books just have that true light, man, that love and giving and what it is to grab by the bootstraps and, get out here to help society. So, shout out to Maria, man. Your family. When you see this, Maria, I told you, I said, I'm going to go home and read your book and I'm going to show you, a masculine love, man. Like I'm going to give you all the love that I know to give you. Because as authors, we know, man, like it ain't about the money. Every time sometimes it's just the impact, man. A simple thank you, a simple comment. So yeah, fellas, it's real, man.
T.O., to that credit, and to your credit, and to Lancelot's credit, and to Maria's credit, that was one of the biggest pieces that we talked about, right? Is like that real authentic piece where, you wind up in these rooms and sometimes you get people that are truly non-authentic and you feel it right away. Right. And then you got to pivot away from that energy. And when you find somebody like Maria, because I had the same experience, met Maria, I don't know what was it, but it was like a aura of light or something. It was weird. And I was like, you just got that vibe. Like, tell me about
that vibe. Yeah.
We talked and she was just so full of life. And with her experience, like, you got to read her book. With her experience, like, how how'd you get that light after that experience that you had in life? Like, how
Wow.
do you have that level of energy? And like, you don't want to talk about yourself at that point, right? I felt that
Right,
way about
right.
you, Lancelot. I definitely felt that way about you, Clay, and
Yeah.
of course, Rafael. But like, when you meet somebody like that, you wind up doing less talking and more,
Listen,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then you never know what you're gonna get from that. And that's the monetary piece right there. Is like you now have that relationship with that person, not because you talk over them, but
Mhm.
because you listen to them.
Right.
And Maria's grace and presence was just so, I still don't understand it, but it was so powerful.
It was. I do. Man, Mike, reading this, man, go get this book, man. If you're on this live, go get the book, because again, you could extract things out of this that, man, it what Maria experienced, brother, it's only by the grace of God, only for her to be in that room with us, for us to be physically talking about her right now, by the grace of God, man. And like you said, Mike, she had that aura, bro. Like and I'm being honest, when I first talked to her, I was like, because she was just looking at me like, yeah, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, but after reading her story and having a full grasp and understanding of what she's experienced and how far the transformational journey has come, full circle back today, totally understood what that vibe was, man, that aura of her being in that room. And
But she
it's
just
so
wasn't
many.
in the room. She was in the room after the room.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yep. She
well,
sure did.
You know
I'll,
who else was in the room after the room? Giovanny.
What's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
What's up, dog? What's
What's
up,
going on?
family?
What's going on, guys? Look at these eyes, man. Look at these eyes.
But you
Yeah,
made it.
man.
It's
I
proof
always say
of
better late than never, right? You're
today's a
here.
morning. It's one of those mornings where everything that can go wrong will go wrong. You're like,
Yes.
I'm like, Sifu, my alarm failed. And then it's like the internet's dead and I gotta reset
Yeah,
everything.
bro.
Then
Yes.
the laptop won't turn on, and I'm like, oh my God, okay. Determination. We gotta get this
That's right.
show going.
That's right. That's right.
I'm gonna talk about that, because what I found out about the event that all of us were just at is that 9 people had difficulties getting there. 9 people had difficulties getting there, but they still
God did.
made it. They still went. Engel's car went on fire. The man almost died. He took care of it, got a rental, and still showed up.
Amazing.
Still showed up.
That's what's up right there.
And then you can see the giving heart of everybody there. Jamal is back in DC. And instead of Jamal having to get a train or a car or whatever, Engels said, hey, I got a rental. I got to go that way anyway.
Oh,
Why don't I
right.
drop you off?
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
bro. Yeah, man.
Talk about
That's it.
the giving heart, right?
Mm.
And think about Giovanny saved me from hitting the floor. You don't know what I'm talking about. You were not there for that one.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just making
Yeah.
sure your beautiful white pants
Didn't get on the
won't get-
floor. That's right.
won't get dirty, and I sacrificed my beautiful white pants.
You did. You sacrificed, and what a moment it was for sure. But the energy there was truly a giving energy, a giving atmosphere, where, look, Mike came in and didn't say, what do I get?
That's
He
right.
said, what can I give? How can I serve? and that speaks volumes for, and the reason why we all have connected at a deeper level, because everybody that I'm looking at on my screen right now, and for those of you listening on Apple Podcasts, thank you for listening. And if you haven't started listening to this show on Apple Podcasts, let's go, people. Just look up New York City Experience, and you're going to see 3 incredible human beings who decided to put this thing together. And who are they? Well, we know it's Lancelot. We know
Yes.
it's Jose. And it's this guy right here, right? So the New York City Experience is where you can see it, come back to this channel, go to the YouTube, or even listen to it on Apple Podcasts and everywhere you find your Apple or your podcasts. But it's about giving, isn't it?
Mhm.
Very much. Yeah.
I tell you, man, it just I want to expound on just the giving of conversation and how it affects you, because you just mentioned Jamal, and him and I connected at the after party the first night, and we started talking. Now I had a strategy because I really wanted to meet as many people and have connections. So I said, all right, I'm gonna stay with people like 5-10 minutes and then try to move to the next person. I sit down and I introduce myself to Jamal, and like 30 minutes later, I'm like, damn. I said, I'm supposed to be going to the next person. And then he said, you know, sometimes these connections are so real that, and we wind up talking for like an hour. Then Maria, okay, now talk about Maria Garcia. I met her and we started speaking on the boat. And I didn't know anything about her. And she's, you know, her voice was a little different. And we started talking about purpose and what your purpose is in life. And
Come
she
on.
just started bawling, crying. And then she started making me cry. And so the connection within like 5 minutes became so real and so powerful that when I went up to speak, I looked at her and Jamal and almost started bawling, because it was such a, that both connections were so powerful that it was, I met them for the first time that day.
That's right.
But just speaking about being authentic and being real,
That's it, dog.
the connections become so powerful. And then, you know, I had to abandon my whole 5 to 10 minute meet everybody, because like you said sometimes it's so real, you need to spend more time. But I just wanted to add that in terms of connection. It's real when you're authentic. And when you're authentic and they're authentic, you'd be surprised of what you can get from that, you know?
Lancelot,
I'd like to add too, man.
wait,
If I may, Steve.
1 second. I'm going to let you go. But Lancelot, you're so excited. And do you have a drum there? Because I keep hearing drumming.
No, that ain't me.
No, I'm saying I think you're hitting your desk. You're hitting your desk. You're so
Oh,
excited.
maybe.
Yeah. So remember, this is on Apple Podcasts, so we're going to hear every sound.
Oh, I probably was hitting my. No, I think
I can tell you're excited, man. I love the excitement. Go ahead, Tio.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Sifu, that and Giovanni can, you know, attest to this. At the NYC Experience in New York, if you looked at the scenery of what was happening in that room, in that environment, that space, Emilio Ramon and Daniela were serving the whole entire time. Emilio's sweating, he's going around, he's getting those amazing shots. He's setting up backdrops and hey, stand over here with this in the background. And you know, just to see them in New York serving at you gentlemen's event, and then to see it on full display, full circle over the weekend with you gentlemen serving when they're hosting their event, that is truly special, man. Like that right there is really authentic. It's what it's really all about.
Yeah, I mean it's a back and forth. That's where the real energy happens, right?
Yeah, man.
Think about I met Giovanni at the A to B. We barely talked there. But he said, you know what? I'm going to come. I'm going to come to the New York City Experience. And we talked, and this man's jacket got ruined. And he kind of laughed it off. He washed it like 88 times. But here's the thing. He knew that when we sometimes go to an event, we have to pay the price. And Giovanny paid the price. Because guess what? Getting that jacket cleaned. Guess what? I paid the price because I had like lipstick all over my shoulders, on my sleeves. And then how am I going to explain that to my fiance?
That's exactly where my head was at. Like,
Yeah.
Because usually it's the collar, but it wasn't my collar. It was because the women were like, when I was giving them hugs, maybe their lips went
All their
there.
makeup, yeah.
So
Yeah.
all the makeup, all that stuff. But I didn't mind that I had to go clean it. Giovanni didn't mind that he had to go clean it because we pay the price for something bigger, right? So nothing, and I realized that this weekend, and I think Lancelot and I spoke, and maybe it was all of us, and I was talking about you have to pay the price, and it's the price of being in the room is nothing compared to the wealth that you build from it. And I think that's one of the most important things about being in the right room. Because if raise your hand if you've ever been in the wrong room, because I have.
Well, definitely.
Definitely have been in the wrong
Definitely.
room. And guess what? Maybe it was my fault. Right. And realizing that, oh man, I don't want to be there. And maybe it was the people that invited you to be in the room that they didn't know how to be in the room. So you're following their lead. So do you want to be in a room where people are willing to share, willing to help, willing to do whatever it takes, willing to introduce you to somebody? Because when I met Theo, I didn't know Theo. I met Theo because of Jose. He goes, you got to meet this guy. And he walked me over and introduced me to you.
Yeah.
Right. And then I said, you know, doctor. And then you're like, yeah, what you got about him? Right. But here's the thing, right? When we speak about another person, even if they've done us wrong, we're putting ourselves down if we put them down.
That's right.
So one of the things I always tell people is, and many mentors have said it, if you have nothing nice to say nothing.
Don't say anything at all.
Don't say nothing. That's right. That's right. I got something nice to say about a gentleman named Jose Escobar.
That's right.
And I know he's out in Arizona with Noah. Shout out to Noah. Emory Riddle, man. That's an amazing school. Anyone who has served in the military knows how powerful Emory, aeronautical is. So shout out to Noah for that, man. But learning this weekend that Jose Escobar officially is a true hip hop head.
Yes.
He knows
Hip hop. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Whoa,
I didn't
Lord have
realize,
mercy.
I didn't realize that was his music. I said,
Oh,
this is the
man.
hottest bar I've ever.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden he
Deep
pulled out
hip hop.
yes, he knows hip hop. Yes, he
He
does.
does, man.
He had it on his
Same thing.
phone, right?
Yes. I
He
was like,
controlled the
yo,
jukebox.
yeah. I was like, this bar is
That's
on
what I
point,
said.
bro. Like the music is crazy.
Yeah.
Whole time it was Jose Escobar on his phone, man.
Yeah.
So shout out to Jose for the ill
Big
hip
shout
hop,
out to
man.
Jose.
He controlled the music on the jukebox. But here's the crazy thing. You go, hey, Jose, once you found out he had that, you said, hey, Jose, any chance on your phone you have this song? And
Yes.
Jose just goes like
Yeah.
this. He goes, and it's his next song.
Next song,
Eddie,
man.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes, he
Now,
already had it. He had it
Divine,
queued
right?
up.
It
Right.
was the next song that was about to
Yeah,
play.
and that happened a few
Yes.
times.
That was that
But it was
DOS
the one that
effects. DOS
you
effects. Yes.
verbalized. You said, "Do you have this?" What was the song, brother?
DOS
That's
effects. They
That's
want effects. Yeah.
Yep.
But it was
Right.
it was on his next
He
playlist.
he already had it queued up, man. Synergy.
Daz,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't heard a Daz Effect song in years, man.
Yeah, that's what
And
made it so
that's what made it
powerful.
special.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
That's what made it so powerful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that moment. Yeah. that was-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to build on a couple of things here. And one, Lancelot, when you read the energy, go ahead. When you read the energy of the room and you create a speech around it, those are the speeches that to me are most impactful, right? Because you're bringing on people that were there that are having the same experience, and you're talking about a connection you just made, and so that the emotions and the energy is real. And so I really enjoyed your speech because we were all there feeling it at the same time.
Yeah.
So that was so beautiful to experience. And then Sifu, to build on what you just said, where if you don't have anything to say, nice to say, don't say anything at all. But let's turn that around. And if you do have something nice to say, you better make sure you say it, right? And I
That's
think
right.
don't walk away from any room not giving yourself to the room. And if you see something beautiful, amazing happening, make sure you're acknowledging it. Make sure that you are, make sure that you're recognizing it. And if it, and go to the people and say, hey, you did a great job here. Or, hey, this really impacted me. And I think that kind of feedback goes a long way.
Yeah, man.
And I appreciate that because you did say that to me that day that you enjoyed it. And it was because of the connection I made, and I spoke about it earlier with Jamal and Maria. Those two connections just for some reason really affected me in real time. You know what I mean? So I thank you very much, man.
You just mentioned Jamal, and we want to give him lots of credit because he did walk away with the grand championship.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Jamal, yeah, bro.
And
Yeah,
what a
bro.
powerful.
But Giovanni, you did a good job as well. That's
Giovanni
right.
did phenomenal. Are you kidding me? This guy, he and Brandon Godoris put a little post when I said that you're coming the 14th to join us. He goes, "Oh, that's a powerful man." I'm like, "Absolutely, 100%, right?" And when somebody recognizes you, that's incredible. I think everybody who was there speaking at the competition did a phenomenal job.
Mhm.
And then at one point, Amelia goes, "I thought you wanted to enter the competition." I said, "No, I'm not. I'm not going to enter the competition because I'm already a professional speaker. That doesn't take away from the people who are there because every time you get to speak on any stage, it builds up your credibility."
That's right.
One thing I'm going to say that Paul said when we got into the car, we picked him up, Lancelot and I went to their hotel room. We picked him up. The first thing that Paul said is, he got in the seat. He goes, "Where's Mike? Where's Mike? I thought he was going to join us for breakfast." And we said, "No, Mike had to go home early." But we got there Friday. We did after and after and after on Friday. We did from the morning all the way to the after.
We didn't check into the
Saturday.
hotel. Yep.
And then we did the morning after on Sunday. We went for brunch. We had a great time. But I always say pay the price because the nuggets you're gonna get are incredible, right? And if you think about the encounters, they're God sent sometimes. They really are. like for Tio, you met somebody and you're about the light bulb moments, right? And you met somebody who wrote a book about the light, like
That's
poof.
right.
It
That's
was
it.
magical, if you will,
It's
right?
magic.
It
It's
was
magic,
God
bro.
sent, God sent.
Yeah, man.
And Giovanny and I don't know if Mike has. I don't think we've written books, but we are writing life, and the chapters in the books that are coming out. Yeah, I wrote a chapter in the Born to Risk, but to me, that was just. And you guys heard me say it. I kept saying no to Emilio until I finally said, you know what, maybe I should do it, because I stopped thinking about me and I figured my story will help someone.
Somebody
Right?
else.
Mhm.
So that's why the stories in a book are so incredible. And I'm trying to see, I have a book that everybody needs to pick up right here. Right.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
you know that this book
Wow.
has been read and it has been impactful, and it's connected me closer to my good friend Tio, right? That he wrote this book. And when
Yeah.
I saw Tio in Florida and he gave his heart, I said, man, stop it, because you're only making me love you more, man. I'm
Um,
trying. Stop giving
Right.
me your heart like that, right?
Oh, man. Powerful, bro. God, it is insane, man. Like, man, the gentleman on this screen, bro. Golly, man. I'm just grateful. You know, as soon as this live ends, I'm gonna go upstairs, make sure, my boys, I gotta take them to the dentist this morning so they're out of school. Um, my son saw the reel I dropped the other day where Sifu, you got your arms out. Shout out to Mike with the fresh Ray-Bans. I was just trying them out. I got them for my birthday a few days ago, and my family was like, "You could wear these and you could do your real stuff and all of that, Dad." So it was a
Oh,
great gift, man. And my son, my oldest son, Cassius Clay, man, he saw that reel and he said, "Dad, when I get older, I hope I have that."
Mm.
And man, dog, it touched my heart, man. It pricked my heart in a way, Giovanni, bro, because I told him, I said, man, that's why Dad flew all the way to Philadelphia, because those brothers right there, man, are my true brothers. And that's a real embrace,
Mm.
and embrace Lancelot, man. It's very special. So I just thank you all today, man. I sincerely say that we're all grinding, we're all doing what we do, but man, the brotherhood, bro, it is unmatched. Get to New York City. Get to New York City, September the 14th, man. Make sure you're there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you
absolutely.
for that. And by the way, just in case you were wondering, April 23rd to the 26th, we're going to take New York City Experience to Ireland. And Ireland is going to be off the hook. But sometimes you got to make little short stops. And so you have to come to the New York City Experience and you have to come and break bread, right? And think about the connections that you will make, the connections that you will fortify. I know that when Giovanni and I get together, I mean, it's going to be a hug fest for sure. Maybe a dance off. Who knows?
yeah.
And Mike, I just met Mike, and man, I felt so drawn to you, Mike. I was like, where you going? You can't leave. And
Yeah.
then Paul felt it too, because he was asking for you on Sunday morning. And he was like, what? He left? No, man. And then, Theo, you and I keep connecting and growing, brother. And
Yeah,
Lancelot,
bro.
you and I. Yes, I did say something in private and you brought it out, but I said I love you, brother.
Yeah.
And for me, it's about being real, right?
Uh, uh,
Yeah,
well, I
it's so
tell you,
true.
if I can just, you know, T.O. showing up after, I understood the circumstances. I just had so much more love for you. And then when you showed up at the boat to see us off.
Yeah,
That
man.
just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That,
man.
you know, just showed the character
That was good.
of who you are as a person.
Appreciate
Giovanni,
that.
you know, I always said that I didn't get a chance to know him, get a chance to really know him at the last New York City Experience. But him and I have made it our effort on knowing each other, and I really, everything I thought about him is completely accurate. And we hung out at the Born to Risk. He's getting ready to do my show, but I've enjoyed him. And then Mike, you know, Mike just came out of nowhere, and you talk about somebody that seizes the moment. You know, he just, I mean, before you know it, he was at the meeting after the meeting, and then he was at the meeting after the meeting after the meeting, and just being in there in full presence of who he is, and you just fall in love with him as a person. So this is all really new for me, just in terms of these type of people. But I'm here to tell those that are on the fence, you know, get to the New York City Experience, because these are the type of people that you're going to meet and you're going to be around. And I guarantee you, you're planting the seeds and watch that tree grow. And you know, you don't know what it's going to grow into, but I promise you it's going to grow into something, because these are real, authentic people who you need to be around and feel that energy. And that's real. You know what I mean? That is truly real.
I think
That's
part
so
of that,
true.
Lancelot, like you hit it on the head, but I just want people to know too, like not only are these folks authentic, but they're high performers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody on this call is a high performer.
Absolutely.
And one thing that people on the grind and everybody is hustling 24/7, they're trying to figure out how can they make it, how can they get to that next level, how can they fulfill their dreams and all the rest of that stuff. And you hear all this crap on social media about I could do it in 10 days. Like, don't you want to do something that's authentic? Like, here's somebody actually that's a human being that's gotten to the next level and is not, you know, I don't know the circumstance. I know I'm not going to curse, but like crap that you get, like you got to go to the New York City Experience, because what is the harm in meeting authentic people that are performing at a high level? Like, you're only going to do yourself a disservice by not going.
Right.
Yeah. And also, I think Mike and Mike, I got the pleasure to hang out with you at the end. Towards the end, we spoke we did the little acknowledgments during the entire event, and then finally at the end, walking to the restaurant, I get to connect with you, and that was cool because your energy is so solid. You know, you're like a tree in the forest that's been there for 100 years, and it's just solid energy.
I'm not sure how I feel about that statement.
Before we called him young, now you're calling him old. What's going on?
I'm talking about the wisdom and the energy.
There it is.
So, but to capitalize on what you're saying is right. Like, show up and then embrace the room. Like, embrace it. Give the entire room, you know, a metaphysical hug and just bring everybody in. And that's how you're going to be able to connect with so many beautiful people. And I made sure I did that at the Born to Risk event, because I was like, let's make this a very magical, purposeful experience. And I walked away with such a beautiful feeling, vibrating really high and being connected. Right. And so embrace the room, buy in, whatever the room's objective, the leader of the room, whatever they're trying to accomplish, buy into that energy, and you'll find that there's something there for you, and it'll unfold for you very beautifully. Yeah.
And if I can expect, Giovanni taught me something that I spoke about it yesterday, and that thing about high frequency and high vibrational energy. I had never really knew about that. And he talked about it at that restaurant. We're here when you could feel the frequency, feel the vibrations. You can feel it, right? These are high frequency people. And I'm like, wow, it's true. It's true. And I wondered what other people in the restaurant must have been seeing and feeling, watching this table of high frequency people all gathered around, communicate with one another, you know. But that was very important to me to learn that word high frequency and vibrational, you know.
Yeah. If you look at some of the photos from the first night after all the people that were sitting on the back side when you walk in the door, all the normal patrons that was at the left, a lot of them are leaning when the pictures was being taken.
Yeah.
If you look at it, you
Yeah.
can see it. They back there like, yeah, I'm part of this too. You know,
Very
And Mike,
yeah. I had a
man.
bunch of people ask me on the bar, "Who are you guys?" You know.
Yeah, right. Mike,
And they're
man.
like, I was like, "Hey, we just published the book. We're going on a yacht tomorrow."
That's what's up. That's huge. Mike, I looked at your Facebook yesterday, and I got around, fellas, to get these boys to the dentist, man. But man, you have a beautiful family, brother.
Mhm.
And I saw that reflection. You know what I mean? Looking at your family on Facebook, I said, man, now I see it. You know, it was the connection after the connection after the connection. Just looking at you and your family, your beautiful children, man. I said, yeah, bro. That's what's up. Yeah, man.
So we did close down the place. We closed down almost every place we go to, and it was just the five of us at the end of the night. Theo, Lancelot, Jose, myself. There was another person with us. Who was it?
Shit.
Oh,
Hold up. Say that one more time, CP. One more time.
There was 5 people at the end of the night.
Oh, Paul.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah,
Right.
Paul. Yeah.
Paul. Yeah.
So, Mike, you just got a friend request from Shuran. You got to take it, brother. You got to take it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Big Mo. Also, if you get to go friend Giovanny, right? Because when you get to know Giovanny, you're going to love him just like we do.
I think we did friend
thank
each
you.
other. We got to do a call though,
There you
and
go.
like a virtual coffee, or we'll actually get some real coffee, because we didn't really get a chance to really.
We're going to
get
do
it.
that the 14th, by the way. Hello.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah,
We're having
that's just
brunch.
around the corner too.
There's
right?
time between
Theo
now
has to
and
take the
September
kids
14th,
to
though.
the
We'll make it
dentist.
happen, Mike. We'll make it happen, brother.
We've run this show over. It was supposed to end at 10 to 7. It's 10 to 8. It's 8:13. So look at that. We just don't want to leave. It's almost like the after conversation after the conversation.
Right.
After the so here we are. We are going to take off, but I got to tell you, do us all a favor. Join us the 14th. And I'm going to run it across really, really quick. And Jose's like, are you crazy? I am. That's my cell number going across 516-242-8732. Text me and I'll make sure you get in. How's that? 516-242-8732. Now, if you're going to try to sell me something, I have a higher ticket price item to sell you. I had this morning, somebody reached out, hey, let's be friends. I said, okay, accept. And immediately they start selling me something. So I said, hey, that's pretty funny. I said, if you want to sell me something, I got something more expensive to sell you. Would you like to buy first?
That's dope. I love it.
I'm gonna do that now for every one of those
Yeah,
spams.
Yeah, I'm still
know
on
how
that
many
one
you get
too.
a
I'm
day?
taking that one.
Buy my
Yeah.
thing, buy my service. I can use it. It could help you so much. I'm like, absolutely. You just need to buy mine first. Then I know
Right.
you're real, right? And by the way,
Real.
mine costs 3 times yours. Can you handle it?
Yeah, but you'll
Sure.
get 10 times more of the value.
That's right. I like that.
Gentlemen, have a blessed and beautiful day. Do me a favor. We have one last comment. We're going to share it, and we're
Awesome.
friends
Thank
now.
you.
We're friends
Thank
now.
What's
you,
up?
Thomas, Sharon Thomas. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
big
apologize
bro.
to everyone for being late. That Murphy's
no,
Law
listen.
this morning.
Listen, don't
And,
apologize because your energy just made up for it.
That's
You're
right.
good.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
Not
Thank you,
late,
Mike,
bro. You're not
Lancelot,
late.
Coach
Yo,
T.O.
I'll see you tomorrow. All right, G.
5:30
Y'all have a
p.m.
great day, Mike. We'll talk.
Awesome,
C4,
guys.
All right,
take care,
fellas.
my man. We'll talk during
Take
the
care,
week,
guys.
man. Everybody have a blessed week. All right.
Yes, we
Bless
do.
me, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Love you all, man. Love
Love
you
you.
all.
You know what we're doing next Tuesday, right? Same
Huh?
show. You know Teo's going to be here.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, I'll be here.
Yeah. All right.
I love
Anybody
it.
All
else
right,
want
guys.
to join us? Make sure you let me know, right? Go.
Peace.
Let's
Awesome,
do it.
guys. Have
All
a
right.
great day,
Peace.
guys. Take
All
care.
right, man.
Bye bye.
Sifu Rafael, Lancelot, Jose Escobar. Turn it up, let's go. Turn it up, let's go. Let's go. No time to wait. Bass too loud and the vibe too great. Let's go. Full on fire. Every move hit like a live wire. Let's go. Step in, oh. No fear here, just hard to go. Let's go. Lights on blast. We don't hold back. We move fast. Hit the flow, we don't miss. Whole room lit like a first kiss. No cap, no stress, no chill. Just truth, emotion, and will. This is how we speak in steps, no script, just step. Every beat we turn it up and leave that silence in the dust. Let's go, no time to wait.